Oh, get my pillows all cute.
My youth is yours, tripping on skies, sipping waterfalls. My youth is yours, run away now and forever.
You know how YouTubers always start with like a crazy intro? Like Shane Dawson always goes like, hey, what's up you guys? Jenna Marbles has like the squeaky toy. Jessie Smiles is always like, hey there. I don't have one of those yet. I don't have a quirky, fun greeting yet. So we're gonna work on that. But welcome, my name's Manon. I am the oldest of 6 kids. I have 9 tattoos. And I'm just here for the ride, honestly. I'm currently not in school, so I'm trying to kind of pursue filmmaking a little bit. I want to make some sketches, I want to make some vlogs. I just want to like explore the YouTube thing. I don't think I'm going to go viral. I don't think I'm going to have very many followers. I think it's just going to be a lot of close family that's watching my videos. So a lot of my close family actually knows that I spent a little bit of time in Hawaii in 2016. It was a crazy, extremely crazy time. I basically met this girl and decided to go visit her in Hawaii. So I'm gonna make like a series about this, I guess, because I think it's a really interesting story, and I think it's something that a lot of people should know, because it's one of those things where you think it's a really great situation, but you don't look past the fact that there's an amazing opportunity, but the person the amazing opportunity is with is a horrible, conniving. So we're gonna talk about that today. So basically, New Year's Eve of 2016, I was with my boyfriend at the time. We will call him Jaden. So Jaden is my ex-boyfriend, and his best friend, we'll call him Matt. I am an absolute dumbass, and I have a friend named Matt, and so he's also involved in the story. So we're changing Matthew's name in this to Spencer. And I didn't want to re-record this part because I'm a piece of shit, so I'm really sorry about that. So here's this for you. Bye. So Jaden and Matthew were best friends in high school. I knew Jaden in high school and had moved to Kansas my sophomore year of high school, and like kind of lost touch with him and just like was like, okay, whatever. And I moved to Georgia actually, and Jaden like texted me and was like, hey, congratulations, like welcome to Georgia. And I was like, okay, whatever. He ended up coming and visiting me in Georgia, and we started dating. He lived in Tennessee, so it was like a 4-hour drive. I'm gonna keep doing hand gestures, I guess. It was about a 4-hour drive for him to visit me. So for New Year's Eve, we had gone to Tennessee. I knew my friend Matthew was gonna be in Tennessee. Ooh, I shouldn't have used the name Matthew because there's an actual person in the story named Matt. But I went to this New Year's Eve party, and we went to dinner beforehand with my really close friend. Let's call him Spencer. So we went to dinner with Spencer and his girlfriend. We went to dinner. We went to a Italian restaurant that Jaden had picked out. It was horrible. It wasn't very good. The sauce was very watery. It was very nasty. Like I got marsala, and marsala's like thick gravy-like sauce, and I was like so excited. I was like, I'm so hungry, and it was gross. So we decided to drive into Nashville, and so we went to Nashville. We went to like this ball drop thing. I like kind of being a the whole time, and I was like, what the heck, like I'm just trying to be nice to you, and she just wasn't having it. I have a personality that I think a lot of people like or a lot of people dislike, so love me. But so she just was not having it for some reason, or she was in a bad mood. She had just gotten here from Hawaii. She'd been stateside before, but she was meeting Spencer's family. So she was dealing with a lot being here. She wasn't really allowed to shower very often, so she actually came over to my house to get, not my ex-boyfriend's house, to get ready. And it was just like kind of a crazy situation. So we ended up going to Nashville, coming back home. We went to a sex store and like walked around, and like that's when she kind of started liking me, because we were being goofy. We were at a sex shop. It was weird. It was awkward. We were like making small talk. It was a friend of ours' birthday. Let's call him I don't have enough fake names ready. Like, do I need to make a list of fake names to be a YouTuber? It was our friend's birthday. Let's call him Josiah. So it was Josiah's birthday. That's such a random name. We bought him like weird shit from the sex store because we were immature. And so I had just turned 18, so I had my ID and I was like using it and I was all excited. But we went to his birthday party. There was a lot of alcohol there. I am 19 years old, and I do not condone underage drinking. I do not drink now at all. It makes me very sick. After this whole Hawaii experience, alcohol makes me very sick after after all of that. I don't know why. I don't know if my body just gained a sensitivity towards it because I put so much in it at once, but I can't drink. So I don't drink anymore or anything like that. So I was drinking at this party. They had coconut rum and peppermint schnapps. And if you know what peppermint schnapps is, it's basically just pure peppermint oil. It's disgusting. So we were taking shots of all of this, and I had never been drunk before. I had never drank before. This was the very first time I was drinking, and I got very drunk very fast. And I didn't really notice, but she was being really strange and kind of acting bitchy, and I was like, what the heck? Like, I've decided that I'm gonna change her name, so I'm gonna bleep out her name from now on. We'll call her Elizabeth from now on. So this is a story about Elizabeth. I don't want to use her real name. I do have some of her friends on Facebook, so I've kind of decided against using her real name. So we'll call her Elizabeth, Ellie, Beth, shit like that. But Elizabeth was just not a nice lady, and she got mad at her boyfriend because her boyfriend was vaping. I understand where that would be aggravating because smoking is a very disgusting habit. I don't condone smoking at all. Smoking is nasty. My boyfriend now, Kyle, vapes, and I don't have any problem with that. Kyle's cousin Joey vapes. My grandfather vapes. It's not a big deal to me. But she just was very upset by that. She had a brother that had actually died from an overdose of some kind, and just, it was a bad situation. Like, I felt for her in that situation. And so I was talking to her, and she was really upset, and she was crying in a bedroom. And this was a big house, and this was in a really nice neighborhood. So I, was in the bedroom with her, and she's just crying to me, and I'm like, well, dang it. Here's the part where my personality gives me all the information I don't really need about people. And she was telling me about, her sex life and how miserable that was and all of this stuff. And I was like, this is about my best friend. I don't need to know this stuff about Spencer. Thank you, though. And so Spencer and Jaden end up coming into the room. And they're like, what the heck? Are you okay? And Ari was like, I'm just so upset. And then she stopped crying. We came back out to the room. And we were all, talking, sitting on couches. There were a bunch of our other friends there, and they started talking about vaping again, and she just got really upset and was like, I don't want him to be vaping. And so he had been drinking, so she took this shot glass out of his hand. He was standing up higher than her, and so she was sitting down and he was standing, and she took the shot glass and threw it, and it just shattered, and alcohol went everywhere. It was a shot glass, so it wasn't very much, but the way she threw it, it just kind of splattered everywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? And she was just losing her mind, very upset. I felt for her though, so I keep saying that, I felt for her. I understood where she was coming from because it's an aggravating position to be in. Jaden vaped at the time and smoked, and I thought that was nasty. And so I was like, oh my god, yeah, you're so right. And now I have a completely different opinion about it. But she was just overreacting and exaggerated. And our friend Leon came in. That's not his real name. And Leon comes in and he's like, what the heck? You broke the shot glass. You're being crazy. Josiah's over here. You need to calm down and have a real conversation. So we all sat down and had the discussion. And it was weird and uncomfortable. But I ended up, I wasn't sober. My boyfriend Jaden was sober. And he ended up driving us home. And he hadn't been drinking at all because he didn't have any fun. But he hadn't been drinking at all, and he drove us home, and I don't condone drinking and driving at all. My uncle was killed tragically in a drunk driving accident, so if you ever do get drunk and need to be driven home by somebody, have a DD, have a parent on standby, have someone that is willing to drive you home. Or stay where you're at. If you're in a place where you're like, there are beds here, just sleep it off, leave early in the morning. Just do not drive drunk. Other people's lives are not worth you trying to drive. You getting home safe and sound is better than your parents being mad at you for drinking. So always call an adult that you trust, always call a parent. Make sure that you are aware of your surroundings. Make sure you're in a safe place if you're going to stay somewhere, but do not be stupid with alcohol. That I can't say enough about drunk driving. I can't say enough about driving under the influence. You need to be so cautious when you are driving a vehicle. Even distracted driving, like texting or playing on your checking Snapchat or something on the phone is not safe. I do Snapchat and drive occasionally, but I make sure that I have my phone somewhere and I have it on handheld mode, and I like videotape myself singing and shit. Here's a clip of that if you are so interested. But do not drink and drive. So we were not drinking and driving. We were being responsible adults. We had a DD. Our DD was sober. Our DD's father knew where we at and was willing to come and pick us up. So we were fine. We got home. She ended up sleeping in another bedroom with her boyfriend, Spencer. I slept in a different bedroom as well. And then her boyfriend ended up throwing up in a bucket. So that was fun. But that is how I met the Hawaiian fuck girl. I will be making more stories about this. I think I'm probably going to just keep filming them and just like uploading them, because I mean, I got a lot of information about this. So if you want to hear more of my Hawaiian horror story, please subscribe. All of my information is going to be in the bottom. My Instagram is manananan. You'll be able, if you wanted to find pictures, you could. That's my dogs barking. Someone just walked in the house. My Instagram is manananan. My Twitter is manansabers. You can add me on Facebook at mananansabers. All of that will be in the description below. I'm not very funny. All I post is memes and cat videos. So thank you. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. You're awesome. Bye. And I was really good friends with... Hello? If you wanted to get me like 2 jalapeno roast beef sliders, that would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah. He would take the exact same thing. Okay, awesome. Thank you for food. Okay, see you in a minute. Bye. I'm getting Arby's.